The red skies of Darnaxis 9 burned softly in the afternoon light. Clouds moved like drifting smoke across the ruined horizon. This planet, once peaceful, now stood as a silent border world between the Velari Empire and the united human colonies. Young alien soldier Tisari Velen stood tall among her squad. She was Velari, elegant, sharp-featured, with silver-blue skin and glowing violet eyes. At only 19 galactic cycles, she had already earned her officer's mark. Her pride in her race and empire was strong. To her, humans were still strange, clumsy beings who had stumbled into space travel by luck, not brilliance. Tisari crossed her arms as the human envoy approached. She smirked when she saw him. He looked like a walking tank, clad in thick, dented armor, dark green with faded white markings. His movements were slow, heavy, and loud. A round helmet covered his face and steam hissed from the joints of his suit. He didn't speak, just walked straight toward the Velari group with calm, steady steps. Sari scoffed loudly enough for her squad to hear. "Is that your champion?" she said mockingly. "Is this how humans protect their planets? With rust and bolts?" Some of her fellow soldiers chuckled. The human didn't respond. General Solon, her commander, gave her a look of warning but said nothing. He knew Tisari's spirit was strong. He also knew this meeting was important. The human stopped in front of them and gave a brief nod. His armor clicked as he moved. "I am Commander Rel Carter, United Colonies," he said in a deep, calm voice through the suit's speaker. "I am here for the joint mission. Orders confirmed by both councils." Tisari stepped forward, unable to hold her tongue. "You humans call that armor advanced? You look like a mining droid. Are you planning to dig through the mission site?" Rel tilted his head slightly but didn't answer. Instead, he turned and looked toward the jungle beyond the landing zone. Behind him, a smaller human support team remained quiet. Their eyes showed respect and a little fear for their commander. General Solon stepped between them. "Enough, Cadet Tisari," he said firmly. "You are not here to judge. You are here to observe and learn." Tisari gave a short bow, but kept her eyes on Rel. She still believed humans were nothing compared to her people. The mission was simple. Investigate a mysterious energy signal coming from ancient ruins deep inside the jungle. Both sides agreed to work together. It was neutral ground, and the technology inside the ruins could not fall to just one empire. To keep things balanced, one soldier from each side would go ahead. The rest would follow after receiving a signal. Tisari didn't expect to be chosen. So when General Solon turned and said, "You will represent us," she was shocked. Rel didn't react. He simply nodded again and began walking toward the trees. Tisari caught up beside him. "Don't slow me down," she said. Rel said nothing. They walked through thick vines and strange glowing plants. The jungle was quiet, but too quiet. Birds didn't sing, insects didn't buzz. The air felt heavy, like it was watching them. Tisari kept talking as they moved. "You know, human, I've read your history. War after war, mistake after mistake. You nearly destroyed yourselves before even reaching space. Your people are lucky you're still alive." Still, no answer. She frowned. "Don't you have anything to say?" Rel finally spoke. "I speak when I need to." Tisari rolled her eyes. Typical human. They came upon a deep ravine, covered by thick roots. Rel stepped forward, scanned it, and found a way across by using fallen branches and old support beams. Tisari followed, still watching him closely. Despite the heavy armor, Rel moved carefully and smoothly. Every step was balanced. Every turn was precise. His body didn't move like a beginner. It moved like someone who had done this 100 times before. Tisari didn't say anything, but she noticed. They camped near a moss-covered rock for the night. Rel set up a small energy shield while Tisari activated her compact Velari scanner. It glitched. She looked over. Rel's tech was old, but it worked. "How is that possible?" she asked quietly to herself. "Our systems are years ahead." Rel sat silently, eyes watching the dark jungle. Tisari, unsure what to feel, looked at him again. He never boasted, never argued. He only acted. She had mocked him. But now, she was beginning to wonder. Who exactly is this man beneath the armor? The sun rose slowly over the thick jungle canopy of Darnaxis 9. Light filtered through the leaves, painting the ground in golden patches. The air was warm and humid, heavy with the scent of wild plants. Tessari and Commander Rel Carter continued their journey deeper into the unknown. The mission was clear. Find the source of the strange energy signal coming from the ancient ruins nearby. Both sides had agreed to work together, but the tension between the Velari and humans was still high. Tessari kept her distance, arms crossed, watching the human soldier move through the jungle with surprising ease, despite his heavy armor. She could not hide her disbelief. "How can you walk so quietly with all that metal on you?" she said, her voice sharp. "You sound like a thunderstorm wherever you go." Rel said nothing but adjusted the straps on his gauntlet. The armor's joints hissed softly as he moved. Tessari shook her head. "If I were you, I'd upgrade to something lighter. Your suit looks ancient." "Old tech can last longer," Rel answered finally, his voice calm but steady. "It's not about looks, it's about what works." Tessari snorted. "You humans always think you're smarter just because you survive." Rel stopped walking and looked at her for the first time with clear eyes beneath his helmet. "We survive because we don't give up." His words caught Tessari off guard. She wanted to laugh, but instead she turned away and walked faster. The jungle around them grew thicker. Strange plants curled with sharp thorns. The ground became slippery with moss and fallen leaves. Suddenly, a rustle in the bushes made Tessari freeze. A large predator, something like a reptile with glowing eyes, leaped out from the shadows. Its jaws snapped wide open, aiming for her. Without thinking, Rel stepped forward, raising his heavy arm. The thick armor absorbed the attack as he swung his fist, hitting the creature hard. It growled and fled into the trees. Tessari stared in shock. "Why did you risk yourself like that?" she asked. "You could have stayed safe." Rel's voice was quiet but firm. "Because I protect those I travel with, even if they don't want it." Tessari looked away, feeling something new inside. Respect mixed with confusion. They pressed on. Soon, they reached a deep ravine. The ancient ruins lay beyond, hidden beneath vines and rocks. The energy signal was stronger here. "This is where the mission really begins," Rel said. Tessari nodded but felt nervous. She wanted to prove humans were weak, but so far Rel had saved her more than once. They entered the ruins cautiously. The walls were carved with strange symbols and glowing patterns. The air hummed with energy. Suddenly the floor shifted beneath them. Energy traps activated, sending beams of light across the room. Tessari froze, unsure what to do. Rel moved, quickly, his heavy armor clanking as he shielded her from the beams. He studied the traps, then used a small device on his wrist to disable some of them. "How do you know how to do that?" Tessari asked, amazed. "I've seen worse," Rel replied simply. Tessari felt her pride shrink. She had thought humans were primitive, but this man was clever and strong. After they disabled the traps, they explored deeper. Tessari found ancient scrolls and tools, and she shared what she knew. Rel listened carefully. For the first time, they worked together. At the end of the day, they made camp inside the ruins. The glow of strange crystals lit the room softly. Tessari sat next to Rel and asked, "Why do you wear such heavy armor? It must weigh you down." Rel looked at her, and then at his suit. "It's not just armor. It holds things inside me, things I cannot let loose." Tessari's eyes widened. "What things?" Rel did not answer. Instead, he stared into the glowing crystals, lost in thought. Tessari realized that this human was not like any she had met before. There was something hidden beneath the armor, something powerful and dangerous. She felt a mix of curiosity and fear. As they prepared to rest, Tessari made a promise to herself. She would learn the truth about this mysterious human warrior. And maybe, just maybe, she would see humans in a new light. The jungle grew darker as Tessari and Commander Rel Carter moved deeper into the ruins. Vines hung like curtains from broken pillars, and strange lights flickered faintly on the walls. The air smelled old, like forgotten history waiting to be uncovered. They reached a large stone door covered in glowing symbols. The energy signal came from somewhere beyond. "Be ready," Rel said quietly. "This place isn't just old, it's protected." Tessari nodded, gripping her energy rifle tightly. She had seen many ruins before, but none this mysterious or dangerous. With a low rumble, the door slowly opened. Inside, the room was filled with strange machines and glowing crystals floating above ancient platforms. Energy pulses moved through the air like invisible threads. Suddenly, the ground shook. Energy traps activated without warning. Blasts of light cutting through the space between pillars. Tessari jumped back, her heart pounding. The traps moved fast and without mercy. Rel stepped forward, raising his heavy armored arms to block the beams. His armor took the hits, denting and sparking under the pressure. "Move behind me," he shouted. Tessari followed quickly, amazed at how strong he was. Each step he took was steady, despite the attacks. He pulled a small tool from his belt and began working on a control panel glowing with blue light. Sparks flew as he tried to shut down the traps. "Hold on," he said through his suit's speaker. "Almost there." Tessari watched him carefully, feeling her earlier doubts disappear. This was no clumsy warrior. This was someone who had faced danger many times before. The trap slowed, then stopped. The room fell silent. Tessari exhaled slowly. "How did you know what to do?" she asked. Rel's voice was quiet, but clear. "Because I have seen worse. I've been in places like this before." Tessari looked at him, trying to imagine the stories behind those words. They moved deeper into the temple. Walls were carved with images of ancient battles and lost civilizations. The crystals glowed brighter here, filling the room with soft light. Suddenly, a shadow moved in the corner. A guardian drone, an old but deadly machine, activated and charged toward them. Tessari raised her rifle, but before she could fire, Rel stepped in front. His armor absorbed the drone's attack. With a powerful punch, he smashed the machine into pieces. Tessari stared, breathless. "You saved me again." Rel shook his head. "We save each other." For a moment, they stood in silence, the respect between them growing stronger. Later, as they rested near a glowing crystal, Tessari looked at the dents in Rel's armor. "You take a lot of hits," she said softly. "Why don't you take it off and rest?" Rel shook his head. "This armor holds more than metal. It keeps things inside me from coming out." Tessari frowned. "What do you mean?" He looked away, silent for a long moment. "I am not just human," he said finally. "I carry a burden that this armor contains." Tessari's eyes widened. "Why didn't you tell me this before?" Rel's voice was steady. "Because some things are better shown than said." Tessari nodded slowly. She realized this human was more than she had ever believed. She felt a new feeling growing inside, a mix of curiosity, respect, and something deeper. The temple was no longer just a mission. It was a journey to discover the truth, not just about the ruins, but about each other. The soft glow from the crystals filled the chamber with a pale blue light. Outside, the jungle whispered quietly, but inside, silence wrapped around Tessari and Rel like a heavy cloak. Tessari sat cross-legged on a smooth stone platform, still trying to understand what Rel had said earlier. "You're not just human," she whispered, her voice filled with wonder. Rel shifted beside her but said nothing. For the first time, Tessari felt a strange mix of emotions: curiosity, respect, and something like fear. She had been raised to see humans as simple and weak. Yet this man, this warrior in battered armor, was different. Something about him held power and pain she could not ignore. Tessari broke the silence. "If you are more than human, why do you hide behind this armor all the time? Why don't you show me who you really are?" Rel hesitated. Slowly and without a word, he reached up and removed his helmet. The sound of the locking mechanism clicking echoed in the chamber. Tessari blinked and leaned forward. Beneath the armor, Rel's face was marked by more than scars. His skin was pale but glowing faintly with lines of strange blue light tracing patterns like circuits. His eyes, deep and calm, shone with a strange fire. Not anger, but quiet strength and pain. "I'm changed," Rel said simply. Tasari reached out, almost afraid to touch him. "Changed? How?" He looked away, his gaze drifting toward the dark jungle beyond the ruins. "Long ago, my planet was destroyed in a war unlike any other. To survive, some of us used ancient technology to change ourselves, mixing human flesh with alien power. It gave us strength, but it also brought great pain." Tasari listened, fascinated. Rel continued, "The armor holds more than metal. It holds the power inside me, the power that could hurt others, or me, if I lost control." She looked at his hands, which glowed faintly under the dim light. "That's why you wear it, to protect everyone." Rel nodded. "Yes, without it I am dangerous." Tasari felt her heart soften. The proud alien soldier she was began to see a different truth. "Why didn't you tell me this before?" she asked quietly. "Because I wasn't sure I could trust you," he admitted. "You laughed at me at first, but now I believe we can learn from each other." Tasari smiled for the first time. "I want to understand. I want to see the real you." Rel's eyes met hers. "Then you must promise me one thing. This secret stays between us. For now." Tasari nodded. "I promise." A new bond was forming between them, one built not on pride or fear but on trust. Outside the ruins, distant thunder rumbled. The jungle seemed to hold its breath. Suddenly, the ground trembled beneath their feet. Energy lights flickered and brightened across the walls. "We're not alone," Rel said, standing quickly and pulling his helmet back on. Tasari rose too, ready. From the shadows, a glowing figure appeared, an ancient guardian AI, awakened by their presence. It moved forward with quiet menace, its eyes blazing like stars. Rel stepped in front of Tasari, heavy armor shining in the blue light. "This fight is mine," he said firmly. Tasari watched, breath held, as the man beneath the armor faced a threat far beyond ordinary danger. The battle had begun. The glowing figure advanced slowly, its body shimmering like a living star. The ancient guardian AI was a relic of a long-forgotten time, created to protect the temple and its secrets from all who dared enter. Tasari stood behind Commander Rel, heart pounding. She could feel the power radiating from the guardian. It was unlike anything she had ever faced. Rel's armor hissed softly as he moved into a defensive stance. Despite its dents and scratches, the suit seemed alive, responding to his every command. The guardian raised a hand and beams of light shot toward Rel. His armor absorbed the attack, sparks flying from its surface. Without hesitation, Rel charged forward, swinging a heavy armored fist. The guardian dodged with surprising speed, its body flowing like liquid light. It countered with a burst of energy, forcing Rel to step back. Tasari raised her rifle, but Rel shook his head. "No," he shouted. "This is my fight." She obeyed but kept her eyes wide, watching closely. The battle was fierce. Rel used every ounce of strength and skill to keep the guardian at bay. His armor powered up, glowing faintly as if drawing energy from his will alone. Tasari saw something new, determination and courage beyond the armor. She realized now why the humans had survived so many wars. It was because of warriors like Rel, who fought not just with weapons, but with heart. Suddenly, the guardian unleashed a powerful blast. Rel was thrown backward, crashing into the stone wall. The armor cracked, sparks flying. Tasari rushed forward, her rifle ready, but Rel raised a hand. "No, this is my fight." He struggled to his feet, pain flashing in his glowing eyes. With a deep breath, he touched the cracks in his armor. The blue lines on his skin pulsed brighter, and a wave of energy spread through the suit, repairing the damage almost instantly. Tasari gasped. She had never seen anything like this. Rel's voice was firm. "This armor is not just metal. It's part of me, my strength, my burden." The guardian circled him, preparing for another attack. But Rel stood tall, ready. With a roar, he charged again, this time faster and stronger. His armor glowed with power as he struck the Guardian with a heavy blow. The Guardian staggered, but did not fall. It raised its arms, glowing brighter than before, preparing for a final attack. Rel braced himself, closing his eyes. Then, a sudden flash filled the room. When the light faded, the Guardian lay silent, broken into pieces. Rel stood panting but victorious. Tessari stepped forward, awe and respect shining in her eyes. "You were incredible," she said softly. Rel removed his helmet again, sweat mixing with dirt on his glowing skin. "I fight for more than myself, for those who cannot." Tessari nodded. "I understand now. You are not just a soldier. You are a protector." For the first time, Tessari saw humans differently, as warriors, survivors, and heroes. Together, they continued deeper into the temple, ready for whatever awaited them next. The broken pieces of the Guardian lay scattered across the floor, still glowing faintly with fading energy. The temple had grown quiet again, as if it waited for something more. Tessari and Rel moved carefully, their steps echoing softly in the vast chamber. The air was cooler here, and the strange glowing crystals lit their path like stars. At the center of the room, they found an ancient pedestal covered with symbols neither of them fully understood. On it rested a small glowing orb pulsing with steady light. "This must be the source of the energy signal," Tessari said, reaching out to touch it. Rel held up a hand. "Wait, it may be dangerous." Together, they examined the orb. Its light was warm but powerful, like a heart beating deep inside the ruins. Suddenly, the orb's glow changed. Lines of light spread across the walls, revealing a hidden map of the galaxy. A path lit up, leading far beyond the known star systems. "This is a map," Tessari whispered. "To a place no one has seen before." Rel studied it closely. It could lead to something powerful or dangerous. Tessari's eyes shone with excitement. "We must tell our leaders. This discovery could change everything." Rel nodded, but looked serious. "Not yet. There are risks we don't understand. This place is protected for a reason." As they prepared to leave, a sudden tremor shook the temple. Dust and small rocks fell from the ceiling. "The ruins are unstable," Rel warned. "We need to move, quickly." They hurried back the way they came, alert for any danger. The jungle outside welcomed them with the sounds of life, birds singing and leaves rustling in the breeze. Tessari looked at Rel and smiled. "You were right. There is much more to humans than I thought." Rel smiled back. "And much more to Velari than you may realize." Their journey had changed them both. They had started as strangers from different worlds, but now they were partners, united by trust and respect. Together, they would carry the secrets of the ruins and the promise of a new future for their peoples. The jungle air was cool as dawn, broke over Darnaxis 9. Tessari and Commander Rel Carter stood side by side, looking back at the ancient temple behind them. The light from the rising sun touched the ruins, making the glowing crystals shine faintly, as if saying goodbye. Their mission had ended, but their journey was just beginning. The discovery of the glowing orb and the ancient map had changed everything. It was a path to unknown stars, places where no one had ever traveled before. Both the Velari and human leaders would need to decide what to do next. Tessari turned to Rel. "I never thought I would trust a human, especially one so different. But now I see your strength is not just in your armor, it is in your heart." Rel smiled beneath his helmet. "And I never expected to learn so much from a Velari like you. We are stronger together than apart." They shared a quiet moment, understanding that their friendship was more than just a bond between two soldiers. It was a symbol of hope for their worlds. Suddenly, a communicator beeped in Rel's suit. A message from the human fleet. "We have news," Rel said, activating the speaker. The voice on the other side was clear and calm. "Commander Carter, the Velari leaders have agreed to a joint expedition. Your discovery will lead to a new alliance. Prepare to return home." Tessari's eyes sparkled with excitement. "This is the beginning of something great." Rel nodded. Yes, a future where humans and Velari explore the stars together. As they prepared to leave, Tessari looked once more at the ruins. She felt grateful for the ancient secrets uncovered and for the new friendship forged. The jungle seemed alive with possibility. Together, they stepped toward the waiting ships, ready to face the challenges of a vast galaxy. The armor that once hid Rel's true strength now shone as a beacon of hope and courage. And the alien girl who once scoffed had become his closest ally. Their story was a reminder that beneath every mask, every armor, there is a heart, brave, strong, and ready to change the universe.